Hey everyone, welcome to Sam's Sports Corner episode 30. It's been a little bit since we talked, but we're going to talk some playoff hockey, we're going to talk some playoff basketball, then we're going to get into a little bit of conspiracy theory about this guy. Sorry, it's backwards, but I don't have a mirror. First, playoff hockey. I have noticed a trend right now in playoff hockey where the refs basically aren't calling anything. They are just letting the games play. And whereas normally we like to let the players play, sometimes I think it's at the detriment to the game. I've seen a lot of cross-checking to the back of the head, cross-checking in the ribs, and it's very dangerous for the sport, and it's not good. And it especially becomes a problem when no calls become as detrimental as extra calls, such as the Blackhawks game, Game 3, the late goal by the Predators to tie it up to force overtime and then win in overtime. There was definitely goalie interference. They can claim incidental contact all they like, but he pushed Crawford out of the way and held his stick with his stick. That's not incidental, that is intentional, and ends up being a good goal because those refs are freaking blind, and then the Preds win in overtime, giving them a 3-0 series lead. I know you're going to say that I'm being biased, but watch the tape, go back and watch it, and you'd say the same thing if you were in my Bruno Malleys. So go back and watch it, but the no calling is getting detrimental. Players are taking it too much of a liberty with it, and someone's going to get hurt because of it. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about some playoff basketball. The Memphis Grizzlies are now down 2-0 against the San Antonio Spurs. Kawhi Leonard has played lights out. And I think a big part of it is because the Memphis Grizzlies keep having Vince Carter guard him. Vince Carter, as great as he is, Kawhi Leonard has scored 22 points over 2 games against Vince Carter. Let's talk about this. Vince Carter is 40 years old. Kawhi Leonard, one of the top 5 best players in the NBA right now, is 25. They have the 40-year-old guarding one of the best players in the game and the best player on the team, the 25-year-old. I think they're doing this themselves. 22 points in 2 games, that blows out any other player on defense against Kawhi Leonard. I'm sorry, Kawhi Leonard is not going to just break Vince Carter's ankles. He's going to turn them into dust. His ankles, his knees, and his hips. It is stupid to continue to play Vince Carter on defense against Kawhi Leonard. It's unfathomable that they're still doing it. They need to come up with a new defensive game plan that has Vince Carter as far away from Kawhi Leonard as physically possible. Next, the Aaron Hernandez situation. He committed suicide this morning in his prison cell, and I'm not going to shed a tear about it. He's probably going to play on Hell's Pro Bowl team against Al Bundy and his family. If you don't get that joke, watch Married with Children. But the big thing here is why. He just got found not guilty on the other 2 murders as opposed to his first murder he was convicted on. So why did he kill himself? I have a conspiracy theory about this, right? So everyone's talking about Tom Brady and Belichick, how evil they are, all that. I'm guessing Aaron Hernandez had some kind of inside scoop on the situation and was going to try and get some kind of lowered sentence by ratting out the team, on his current murder charge, which I think was 20 to life. And he was going to try and lower his sentence, and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady couldn't let that happen because we're talking like federal level scandal, something they could go to jail for. And so they put a hit out on him. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady put a hit out on him, and it was staged as a suicide. So that's my conspiracy theory. Feel free to refute me with any evidence or facts you have. Next thing I want to talk about is a small-known Massachusetts law, abatement ab initio, which means from the beginning. Because Aaron Hernandez did not exhaust all of his appeals to the first trial he was convicted on, Massachusetts law finds him innocent now. Because he did not exhaust his appeals, he's now innocent from the beginning, like the trial never even started. And that is a technicality and is total bullshit. Massachusetts law needs to scrap that old law. It is garbage, and it lets off a guilty man on a technicality and just totally takes away any feeling of completeness the family had, and it's terrible. I honestly, I don't even know what to say about it. It's very upsetting, I'm sure, to the family and to everyone else involved, because Aaron Hernandez is a scumbag, was guilty, died guilty, and deserves everything he gets in the afterlife. Sorry to get a little serious on you there at the end, but I guess we can all take solace in the fact that he's no longer with us. So y'all have a good week, and I can't wait to see you next week.